Hi, I'm Lin.
Hello, I'm Stuart.
And we're HiFi PiG.
Yes, we are.
Still.
Yes. So, what we're doing this week, Lin?
We've got news coming up from Dan D'Agostino. Big news this week from Harman and Roon, but we'll talk more about that after the news break. Got news from ATC, we've got Klipsch, we've got Goldmund, we've got Burmester, TotalDAC and Elipson.
Both of the latter two are French, aren't they?
Yeah, we've had a bit of a French news day today. So.
And we've had a bit of a move around.
We have.
Yeah, because normally we're sort of over there.
Yeah.
And we've been all over there as well. There's loads of little bits in this house where we can sit and do this. So we thought change is as good as a rest. We'll sit in this corner. And we've just had some new speakers delivered. They're not actually our speakers. They are, hello Ali, they are the new X6 from Borresen from Audio Group Denmark. We've been running them in for the last few days. They arrived in two massive boxes, sort of the size of two coffins each box.
It basically looked like some heavy metal band had turned up to do a gig actually with the flight cases.
But massive, absolutely huge speakers, but very easy to get out.
Yeah.
And once they were, we've not listened critically, but normally when something arrives, they get thrown in the system, they get set up, all the measurements are done and what have you, and then we'll leave them just playing music. I usually DJ through the turntables and what have you, just to run them in a bit. And we usually do that for the best part of a week. But these, I did a bit of DJing through them, and then I sat and listened, and I listened to one of our favourite records, Dusty Kid 3. If you don't know Dusty Kid 3, brilliant record. It's about 3 hours long. He put the digital recording through a reel-to-reel to distort it a bit. Anyway, great record.
It is.
I'm yaddering on a bit, but yeah, we've got the review of these speakers coming up.
In a while, It'll take a while to...
Yeah, it'll probably be the new year, late December, new year, when we get the review done.
Yeah, I would think so, but we're going to enjoy having them in anyway.
Yeah,
they're absolutely fabulous.
So far, they've been absolutely incredible, but anyway.
Here's the news.
Here it is.
The new ATC C4 Sub Mk II subwoofer features a new proprietary 12-inch driver, optimised motor mechanics, and a 300-watt Class AB amplifier. Built into a substantial cabinet, the ATC C4 Sub Mk II starts at £3,990, with premium finishes, high gloss and piano gloss options available. Burmester's new Bespoke World concept is built on the belief that customisation holds a significant dimension in the high-end market. Essentially, it revolves around refining and designing handcrafted audio systems and components according to personal preferences. The result is unique creations limited only by the client's imagination. Dan D'Agostino has unveiled the second generation Momentum integrated amplifier, the Momentum MXV. The modular integrated amplifier combines technology from the Momentum HD preamplifier and the power section of the Momentum S250 MXV stereo amplifier. It costs from £74,000. Elipson Audio of France has announced the final addition to their heritage line, the Elipson Heritage XLS7 bookshelf speakers. The retro-styled loudspeakers are a two-way bass reflex design with a front-firing flared port. Made in France, they cost £799 and matching stands are also available. TotalDAC has launched the Amp1 Sublime amplifier and D1 Driver Sublime preamplifier. Sublime is a French HiFi brand's flagship range of products. The TotalDAC Amp1 Sublime amplifier is available as a stereo amp or monoblocks and costs €26,000 per unit. The TotalDAC D1 Driver Sublime costs €7,200. Harman, a subsidiary of Samsung, has announced the acquisition of Roon, the audiophile music player and discovery platform. Harman says that Roon will operate as a standalone Harman business with its existing team, and all Roon operations will stay in place. Henley Audio has announced the UK launch of the Klipsch Music City Series portable Bluetooth speakers. The The new portable series includes the Klipsch Nashville, Detroit and Austin models, and they're inspired by the legendary artists and musical genres of iconic American music cities. Klipsch Nashville is available first at £159. The Klipsch Austin and Detroit models are set to land in the UK in early 2024. The Goldmund Telos 1800 mono power amplifier is the latest creation by the high-end Swiss HiFi brand. The amplifier retails at £77,500 for one or £155,000 for a pair in the UK and $83,000 per unit or $166,000 for a pair in the USA.
Right, that was the news that was.
It was.
Yes, it was. So some really interesting stuff this week. And first up was, I think, the Dan D'Agostino Momentum MXV integrated.
Yes.
About 74 grand.
Yes.
But you can get
Optional modules on it for phono and for digital.
Okay. Take it up to about 100 grand.
Possibly getting that way, yeah, once you've added all that in.
Yeah.
But spectacular looking thing.
It looks incredible. And all D'Agostino stuff looks, the dog's doodles, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It really is really rather special looking.
It's not shy and retiring, is it?
It's not shy and retiring, but neither is Dan, but very nice man.
Yes.
Also very expensive. The
Goldmund, yes.
The Goldmund Telos 1800 monoblocks.
Yes.
155 grand a pair.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very busy at the minute, Goldmund, by the look of it.
Yeah, they put a lot out in the last few months.
Releasing loads of stuff. But what I thought was particularly interesting in the news was something that I imagine is as cheap as anything that we're going to talk about today. And that's the Klipsch Music City Bluetooth speakers.
Yeah, portable speakers.
I think there's 3 in the range.
There is.
And they are named after cities that are famous for music.
Yes, so Detroit, Nashville and Austin.
And the one that interests me most, and it's not out till January, I think.
Yeah, early next year, the second two.
Is the Detroit. It's the biggest of the lot, and I like to think that it's after the whole techno scene in Detroit. I'm sure it's not, but there you go. I'm sure it's all the Motor City tunes and what have you. But what are the other 2 ones?
Nashville and Austin, and it's Nashville that's available now for about, I think, just under 160 quid. So.
Do we know the price on the other 2?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
But
cool.
they're going to be through Henley's dealer network, so
okay.
The other 2 will be hitting the UK in January.
Okay, so there's another couple of bits of news that were from French companies.
Yes.
Which I thought was very interesting. TotalDAC, if you don't know TotalDAC, really interesting company. We were using up until very recently, and we've still got it down there, basically because it's too big to move anywhere. It's really heavy. Is the new Amp 1 Sublime and the D1 Driver Sublime preamp.
Yes.
So you've got a great big stereo or monoblock amplifier, which is 26 grand.
Yes.
And you've got a preamp,
yes,
which is €7,200. Don't know the price in the UK. I would imagine you're going to add 20% at least on for the UK prices. But TotalDAC are a very, very interesting company. We absolutely loved their amplifier, and it took a big electro companion to oust it out of the main system. But I'm loath to let it go. It's a
really nice amplifier.
It's a very, very nice sounding amplifier. So I'm looking forward to hearing that at some point. And they're only a couple of hours away, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are indeed.
And what else is the...
The Elipson speakers, they're also French.
Yeah. About 800 quid?
800 quid. I think they're the smallest in their Heritage series, so they're very retro looking.
Front ported?
Yeah, and that retro looks so popular at the moment. So the modern engineering in a retro styled package, people are going crazy for it. Yeah, very cool.
I think they look really good. And as I was going through the news today, putting the little video that we do, that you've just seen, there were 2 things that really jumped out at me. You've got your D'Agostino and you've got your Goldmund stuff. But the 2 things that really interested me most were the Bluetooth speaker And these Elipson speakers,
Yeah.
I do like a front-ported loudspeaker, and because they're easy to place and all the rest of it. And they're 800 quid.
Yeah.
They look great. And
Very smart.
but English company, ATC,
Yes, new subwoofer from them.
that's about £4,000.
Yeah, that's the starting price, but they do sort of fancy cabinet finishes that take it up a bit higher. So
Right, okay.
yeah, new driver in their proprietary 12-inch driver. It's got the biggest magnets on it that they've ever used. Completely new driver for this sub.
That went mad when we
300
put it on
watts.
social media.
Yeah, it's a bit of a beast, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, looks serious, like a serious subwoofer.
So we went and we've just published some information about our visit to when we went to Berlin to visit Burmester.
Yes.
It was called the Key to Burmester, and we got to visit the factory, which was brilliant.
Yes, it
And I'll
was.
put the link down below to where you can read all about that. There's some great pictures. But one of the things that we saw there, and we weren't really allowed to take any photographs of, was the Burmester Bespoke World.
Yes, which is where basically clients' imagination can just go wild and they can customize it. Any of their products can be customized. And we have published pictures that they've allowed us to publish with this piece of news, but some of the stuff that we saw was
Really incredible, yeah. There was a Warhol picture.
Yeah, there was.
Put down the front of an amplifier and another electronic product. So you've got the Warhol image over two pieces
of
kit.
Marilyn, yeah.
It looked incredible.
And then there was another piece that was done with a silversmithing company, and all the metal was solid silver, and it was just incredible. But some of the stuff that they've done is obviously sort of private between them and their clients. So
The picture that you've seen in the news just then of the green Porsche and the green Burmester loudspeakers, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, I wonder if Burmester could possibly do something to match our very classy Peugeot 206cc in rusty blue. There's a challenge.
yeah, but basically they can do anything from matching the colour of your sports car to just crazy stuff. Lots of stuff with material and
That was really interesting. The one that had got sort of all the brocade stuff that was sort of repeated on the chaise longue. That was really interesting, and I
really
think there's a picture
fantastic looking.
I think there's a picture of that
there is of that one. Yes.
on the news on HiFi PiG. Again, I'll put a link down to that. The big news
Big news.
is, and congratulations to the guys at Roon, who are lovely people,
Yeah.
for building this business and managing to sell it. Basically, what's happened is Roon, which I don't think it's any secret or underestimating the power of Roon, completely transformed how we listen to music. I hated streaming,
You did, yes.
and I've written loads of articles over the last 10 years about why I hate streaming. And Roon arrived along with Cobras, and it just clicked with me.
Yeah, you just immediately got on with it, didn't you?
Yeah, and I obviously I listen to vinyl a lot, but Roon and Cobras now are basically our main source. And I know people moan about streaming not being high end, but I defy pretty much anyone to tell the difference between a locally stored, properly recorded file and a Cobras file that is the same record, the same mastering, and all the rest of it. It's transformed how I listen to music. So well done to them.
So yeah, Harman have basically bought Roon.
Yeah.
And Harman, of course, are a Samsung company, but they are the parent company of brands like JBL, AKG, Mark Levinson, and
Yeah.
now
And they say nothing.
Arkham as well. Yeah.
And they say nothing's going to change. The structure of it's not really gonna change very much. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, basically all we have is the information that came out in the press release at the moment, so it's a case of wait and see, I think, see what actually happens.
I'm sure there'll be a few, well, I know there are a few
there's so much talk about it on the social media, wasn't there, when we published that news. It's like,
went nuts.
some people are going, oh my god, it's the end of Roon and this, that and the other. Some people are going, well, this could be a really, really good thing.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was the news. We're away in Toulouse next weekend, so the news will probably come from there, or we might have to do it on the Saturday from the pub. We'll see how it goes. But as always, thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you. Don't forget, like it, share it.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Follow the channel.
Yeah, all that stuff. So thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.